everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back to Wall Street Bullion. Our guest today is a good friend of ours, Yvonne Blaszczyk, President and CEO of the BMG Group. Welcome back, Yvonne.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Last time we had you on, we were talking about all the excitement that's happening in the precious metal space, but it just keeps on increasing. Many interviews before you called for $3,000 gold. What are you calling for now, Yvonne?
I'm reaffirming my prediction from a few months ago, $4,000 an ounce, $4,000 US this year for sure. I'm reaffirming it today. It was an amazing day. What a day. Everything that is happening is pointing out to not only 4,000, perhaps even exceeding that number. So while the corrections are anticipated along the way, the rise of gold as a best performing asset is unstoppable. And that's for sure. Today, the gold hit $3,700 USD an ounce, and it settled at $3,625. And this is amazing. There are some analysts I was reading that are predicting that by 2029, the gold should increase by 123% to $8,000. But this is not this is technical analysis. It does not take account what is happening around the world. We are witnessing a major shift in a geopolitical, in the financial systems, and in a new world. There be a new world order, and that's what's happening. World is divided, and it's not erratic politics. It is actually a systemic process. And I would like to kind of link it to the prices of gold. Precious metals as well, other precious metals like silver and platinum for a variety of reasons. As we are seeing different political fractions imploding, as we see
Right.
all sorts of turmoil. At the same, I see a very clear path of what is going to occur and how those things will influence the markets. Markets don't react that swiftly to different they react to different stimuli. But in the space of precious metals, there are three or four factors that influence that. Number one is geopolitical tensions or any kind of conflicts. So today was amazing day. This is Nepal, Qatar, Palestine panic of they received some sort of a order to evacuate. Venezuela, in Kenya, police brutality situations. In Congo, it's just everywhere. There are flashpoints all over the place. But then
Wow.
you clear out the smoke, then you see what is really happening. A In France, I just came back from Paris. I love that's mon village. I love Paris, and it is very interesting. I was there and I spoke to some of my friends, and I was sure that the government is going to collapse. And today, this is a third collapse of the head of government in 14 months,
Wow.
which President Macron is really scrambling. And of course, that may be huge shift of power if there's election. Le Pen may win the election. So this is a lot of issues associated with that situation. But also, what I found out speaking to my French friends, there is irrational fear in France of being invaded, which propels the government spending. It's almost like they cannot afford war, but they cannot afford stopping the gravy train associated with war without
Right.
major changes. So this is a very interesting situation. Um, what has happened, historically, for last few years, everything has been changing. Now, BRICS countries, as you know, I often speak of BRICS countries because I think that coalition is not it's a very active and has a huge impact on what is happening geopolitically and also in financial markets,
Right.
uh, and thus has a huge impact on energy markets. It threatens oil production and shipping routes. and energy prices, I may, be volatile, which will strengthen, of course, the gold price and the success of the upward trend in gold prices and the prices also of other metals. So, as you know, the countries that are at BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The interesting part is associated with South Africa, and I mentioned, I think before we spoke about that, is platinum.
Right.
Platinum is an essential element to produce explosive jet fuel, which is essential element to all other also applications in pharmaceuticals. And the major producers of sources of platinum is South Africa and Russia. Canada, US, they have some deposits, but not that much. So there is a huge possibility for platinum to go through the roof eventually, and notwithstanding that they're using for batteries and other things. Now, there is a surge of many countries to join BRICS alliance. So, and the new members, they have Argentina, they have Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia. It is all of them are emerging economies,
Right.
and that will give them a huge, huge, immense geostrategic advantage. Um,
What are
Now,
your, sorry to cut you
Hello,
off.
my fellow silver and gold stacker. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the channel. Subscribe, please like the video, and also hit the notification bell.
What are
Keep
now,
your,
stacking.
sorry to cut you off, Yvonne. What are your thoughts on, India, Russia, and China recently coming together to make a stance against the US? What are your thoughts with
well,
India
that's
joining?
part of the BRICS platform. Obviously, there is a another kind of a aspect in there. That's something that I anticipated. BRICS is a right now still in a kind of a formative phases, but their impact on the global trade is going to be huge. They control right now 70% of global oil production,
Wow.
and they have 3.7 billion people, and probably even more, because not only the members, but you have they call them partner countries like Bolivia, like Vietnam, and others. So that's this huge stranglehold on Western system as we know it. Now,
Right.
for instance, sanctions against the West, against Russia and Iran, have created a parallel market, black market for oil. Did you know that actually they are creating, they call it dark fleet, comprising of hundreds of old tankers with a dubious ownership and shady insurers that playing a very good, very important role in moving oil from a sanctioned countries like Russia or Iran.
Really?
Exactly. So this is the world economic sanctions are not exactly working in a systemic manner. They actually backfiring. I Also the impact of China and UN for decision making. You know that China circulated a diplomatic note urging developing nations to reject carbon tax.
Really? No way.
Yes, and that's very much aligned with the policy of BRICS countries. So there is a huge role that is being played. So they are no longer passive. And in maritime trade, they are going to be changing a lot of things because they are looking at the ports, they are looking at the shipping routes. So now we come to Venezuela. Very interesting. This is for me, Venezuela was asking, expressing not only strong interest to join BRICS, Venezuela was actively pursuing the membership. And,
Okay.
and guess who vetoed that membership?
Who?
Brazil.
Really?
Brazil.
Why?
The current president of Brazil. Well, they had number of reasons, basically accusing Maduro of certain irregularities in governance and everything else.
Right.
But also there is something even more important for us. Venezuela basically made a statement that if they will be included in a BRICS countries, they would turn over the control of their resources, oil resources, to BRICS countries.
Wow.
So that's huge. Did you know that Venezuela has the largest reserves of oil in the world? Saudi
Really?
Arabia is has less than them.
Wow, that's
Huge.
crazy.
And it's a government run right now, and it has a lot of I guess problems in terms of management. Recently, you remember that Exxon got permission that they can resume working in Venezuela with oil, but there is a dispute over the proceeds will support the Maduro government that is not exactly aligned with the U.S. policy. So there are complications there. But
Right.
should Venezuela be accepted by BRICS? And BRICS countries have a modus operandi. They need to, I guess, review and accept new members on a consensus basis. So if one does not agree, then of course the country cannot become a member. But there
Right.
is something else brewing. As you know, today is I don't know what the results are, a trial for a former president of Brazil
Okay.
who was very much pro BRICS. And the new president, the current president, is not. The
Right.
country is divided. What I anticipate, there may be some huge social unrest in Brazil as a result of that. They have a lot of pressure, financial pressures. They were trying to align their peso with US dollar. I think we spoke about that a few months ago. That would be very detrimental for the country. I would actually uh, back the peso with the gold that they have huge resources. But I'm not the president of Brazil, so I leave it up to them to figure it out. But it's a very dangerous path. So what is happening in Venezuela right now is Venezuela is becoming a very critical strategic player
Right.
the West and the East, which is the BRICS countries, the other coalition that is on a totally a different path that we are. U.S. is struggling very much to basically somehow positively impact some of the flashpoints, but things are not working out too well because the avalanche is too big. There are too many changes at the too many at the too many different places. Also, there is something else. One can think that perhaps the strategy is very different. Maybe all those flashpoints is just a smoke in a mirror. There is
Right.
something else happening. So this is a very, very critical, I think, part for what will happen in the financial systems. We cannot. Also, BRICS countries are planning to come up with a currency backed by gold in the spring.
Right.
We don't know if it's a cryptocurrency or not, but I wanted to tell you something very interesting. Did you know that between the June of 2024 and the June of this year, 2025, the gold increased in value by 62.9% and Bitcoin only by 6%, 6.6%?
Wow, that's a big difference.
Huge difference. And of course, gold is a has been money for, and I always repeating it, for 5,000 years, but it's right now becoming a very um, important a strategic tool, and that's why central banks are buying gold like nobody's business. And I'm sure there are, if they are thinking like I am thinking, they are going to be buying also platinum. Platinum is going to be a historically, platinum used to be more expensive than gold.
Yeah, I remember that.
Change. So that may be restored, that relationship, because of all the um, uh, platinum being such an essential element to a lot of occurrences in politics, in warfare, in technology.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy what's happening and what's developing around the world. Really crazy times for precious metals and what's happening with the BRICS nations. Yvonne, I wanted to, ask you, other than what's happening with BRICS and everything that's happening in precious metals, what else is concerning you in the world right now?
Actually, I'm more excited, not
Oh,
really concerned. My concern is that unfortunately there are always winners and losers in those kind of situations, and that's a kind of sad part. But any kind of change, drastic change in a world order, has a lot of a positive and negative aspects. For example, what happened in Nepal is very unusual. As you know, there was a huge, massive demonstration of young people. Cut Basic catalyst for it was a blocking of social media,
okay.
and the kind of a theme that came out of it, that they were uh, basically opposing a corruption, long-standing corruption, and so forth. But at the same time, they vandalize historical places,
Wow.
palaces. They went to the presidential palace, and before they burned it, they actually took laptops. So it's not just the innocent protest. So there is some sort of a demoralization going on with the new generation,
Wow.
that they are, uh, their values are all over the place. When you think about different revolutions in a history, uh, some of the historical places were not touched.
Wow.
Society preserved the paintings, the art objects. Very
Right.
few places would have that kind of destruction. And one of the former, I'm not too sure if one of the former presidents or prime ministers' house was burned with an old lady there in the house.
Oh my goodness.
So there is no reason for that. So this is the kind of something that I'm very concerned with. But in terms of the upside, which is a fantastic, because I think as people depart from the fiat currency, the world becomes more stable. I think the people will be able to enjoy life and to afford better quality of life.
Yeah.
That inequality that was created uh, by evolution of current financial system is imploding, and it's very difficult to keep abreast of that or control that. When you think that the debt, uh, uh, for example, France has a debt exceeding their GDP by 115%.
Wow, that's
So,
crazy.
so they have to have a war. They have to be involved in something. Otherwise, they will have a revolt. Their society is divided politically, and socially. A lot of the former French colonies, a lot of the population moved to France, older generation with the hope of better life. And there's a huge unemployment. So the young generation has no place to go. So what
Wow.
happens? In North America, Canada is the safest place in the world, I do believe. We have everything. We have all the resources. We don't have demoralized youth. We have a pretty balanced society. We have some problems, but there are more or less irritants than major issues. But the world is on fire. Europe will be on fire. Europe cannot afford being part of European Union for too long, for two reasons. Number one is very expensive, but the central policies don't work for every member country,
Yeah,
and do
absolutely.
not address their problems. Winter is coming. What is going to happen with energy? This is a huge question.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
question.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really crazy out there, and Europe is falling apart, especially what's happening in the world geopolitically. But Yvonne, before you go, I really want them to connect with BMG. I want everyone watching this to connect with the work at BMG. I'm gonna put the links in the description below, but where can they follow your work, Yvonne?
They can follow our work on the on our website, on the social media. We're everywhere. We have amazing marketing, and we can see us everywhere on LinkedIn, Facebook, all other social media, everywhere. And also, we are very active in terms of promoting, giving people ability to understand what difference the precious metals, particularly gold and silver and platinum, would make in their own daily life if they put portion of their investment into that asset that is going to be going strong for years to come and is the safest asset regardless, even if the world is in peace. I think evolution wise, in terms of the financial system, gold would have been surging upward in any case. But right now, the way what is happening internationally, this is a way we're trying to open the doors. Most people don't know where to buy gold and how to buy it.
Right.
Don't understand. Our company is very unique. We have a two business streams. One, we have mutual funds. We are regulated by Securities Commission, where people can buy units of gold very, very inexpensively for a few dollars through all the banks, financial institutions. Our mutual funds are backed 100% with precious metals, and every unit has a corresponding amount of precious metal stored in a LBMA vaults.
Wow.
We have another business stream where we actually sell physical gold, coins, bars, and that could be stored at a again at the vaults, at the Brinks or other LBMA vaults, or people can just take it. They can take it home and they can. It's very liquid, especially if people buy coin. Can you imagine one gold coin? I wish I brought one today. One gold coin right now in Canada is worth over $5,000 Canadian.
That's
One coin.
incredible.
I mean,
Wow.
that's incredible. So it is a
Yeah.
size, like it's amazing. And also we have a new mascot or a new and I will have someone send you the video with a corporate video maximizing your profit with gold, with precious metals, and it has my dog Max for maximizing our black lab full in a basically surrounded by gold.
Wow,
But
that's nice.
because I think that imaginary will make people remember our company, and also I think will resonate with the possibilities and opportunities that precious metals can bring to everyone's life.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you, Yvonne, and I'm excited to see the video of Max and and to see it everywhere. So I'll put it in this video so people will watch it. But Yvonne, I want to thank you so much for coming down and speaking to everyone in the silver and gold community. Every time you come on, you give us smiles and you give us so much information and knowledge. So I want to thank you so much, and hopefully we can talk to you soon, Yvonne.
Absolutely, it was my pleasure.
Talk to
Thank
you
you.
soon.
Talk to you soon.